Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. She had skin as fair as snow, lips as red as a rose, and hair as dark as ebony. Snow White lived a happy life in the castle with her loving father, the king, until tragedy struck. After her father's sudden passing, Snow White's stepmother, the wicked queen, took over the kingdom. The queen was jealous of Snow White's beauty and could not bear the thought of anyone surpassing her own. Consumed by envy, the queen ordered her huntsman to take Snow White into the deep forest and ensure she never returned. However, the huntsman, moved by Snow White's innocence, could not bring himself to harm her. Instead, he let her go, warning her to flee and never return. Lost and alone, Snow White wandered through the forest until she came across a small cottage. Curiosity led her inside, where she discovered that the cottage belonged to 7 dwarfs who worked in the nearby mines. Grateful for their hospitality, Snow White offered to take care of the cottage in exchange for shelter. Meanwhile, the wicked queen, deceived by her magic mirror, believed Snow White was no longer alive. Consumed by her desire for revenge, she concocted a plan to ensure Snow White's demise. Disguised as an old hag, the queen set out to find Snow White and put an end to her beauty forever. One fateful day, while the dwarfs were away at work, the queen arrived at the cottage and tricked Snow White into biting a poisoned apple. The apple was enchanted, and its bite would cause Snow White to fall into an eternal sleep, only to be awakened by true love's kiss. When the dwarfs returned home, they found Snow White lifeless and mourned her deeply. Unable to bear the thought of parting with her, they crafted a glass coffin and placed her inside. Day after day, they kept a vigil, hoping for a miracle to awaken their beloved princess. News of Snow White's plight reached the ears of a brave prince who lived in a neighboring kingdom. Captivated by tales of her beauty and purity, he journeyed to the dwarf's cottage. Upon seeing Snow White, he was captivated by her ethereal beauty and leaned in to kiss her gently. As his lips touched hers, the curse was broken. Snow White opened her eyes, filled with life once more. Overjoyed, the dwarfs and the prince celebrated her return. Snow White and the prince soon fell in love, and he whisked her away to his kingdom, where they lived happily ever after. The wicked queen, on the other hand, faced her own fate. When she learned of Snow White's awakening, jealousy consumed her entirely. In a fit of rage, she met her demise, falling victim to her own wickedness, and so, the story of Snow White and the 7 dwarfs became a tale of love, friendship, and the triumph of goodness over evil. It serves as a timeless reminder that true beauty lies within and that kindness and compassion will always prevail.